finished with everything in the Metropole? No need to prioritize me. There's just this place I really want to go check out. Feel free to get back to me once you've got everything sorted out.
We're all good. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Sure. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Before.
Me neither, girl.
Looks like nobody has gotten around to repairing this house yet. Ugh, even I wouldn't dare to sleep in there. It might suddenly collapse in on you. Nothing to see here either. Maybe we can find someone to ask? Aha! Over there! I bet we'll find some people there. Let's go take a look.
Over here? Nope, I didn't see anybody, Kirara.
Uh-huh. I was sure there'd be people here.
There once was a goddess who ruled over fate. Before she died, she left 3 riddles for the kingdom she had created.
What? Who said that?
Long story short, on this day, a sentient feline, an outlander, and a diminutive pixie arrived on scene.
The diminutive pixie. Oh, damn.
They saw a narrow path off to the side.
Okay, but which side?
Yeah, if you gave ambiguous instructions like that to a Comania Express courier, they'd give you the parcel right back and tell you to write the delivery address more clearly.
Despite how obvious the answer was, the perplexed pixie and the flummoxed feline struggled to work it out. Although, perhaps a small part of the blame could be attributed to my dull narration. All right, let's try this again. The path on the left-hand side seemed to give off an enticing fragrance, as if to say, this is the way to wealth and glory.
Ooh, that sounds like the start of a good story. Then what? Then what?
At the end of the path, the motley crew would soon spot a secret stone room. A prophecy had once foretold of a Marquis who shall one day venture inside, and thus it is named the Future Marquis's Abode to Be. You like it? The Future Marquis's Abode to Be? Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
That was a little bit boastful.
But before you continue, I must warn you of the danger that lies ahead. For example, under no circumstances should you sit on the chair in the center. Otherwise, the consequences could be a bit embarrassing.
So many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
This realm knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait, new voices. Who are they?
With wood and earthenware strewn all around, the demon feline's fury can't be quelled. Reducing them to rubble on the ground, she finds the vessel's vacant save for... air?
She finds long gone the gems that once they held.
Are they describing how we broke the boxes and jars?
Who are you calling Demon Feline?
As golden sunlight fills the firmament, the tabletop engrosses your attent. Perhaps, perchance, peruse these pages thence. They surely represent no ill intent.
Why isn't she reading the files on the desk? Hey, Bobarano, maybe quit showing off and try using words she'll actually understand?
I can either rhyme like a bard, or I can curse like a sailor. And right now, Cafe, you are seriously tempting me towards the latter.
In the name of the elders of our three tribes, I
Forgive me for
hereby
breaking the
from
plan
this
scheme for a
pact that
second,
from
but
this
I'd
day
really hear your
forth our
take on
people
this.
shall
So, any
shall
outsider
harm
who
one
comes
another
in
no
here
more,
would
no more shall
surely
we
see the
drip
documents
glue
on the
into each
table,
other's
right?
breakfast,
Unless it
nor
was
strike each
visually
other's heads
impaired.
with
And
axes,
unless
nor
she's got
secretly drink
tinnitus
gross
or
serum
something,
that does
she
not
definitely
belong
have
to
heard what
it.
we were
We
saying.
acknowledge the truth has been
All I'm
determined
trying
by
to
the
say
great
is,
clockwork key,
if this
and
poor
we shall
person
see the
can't see or
family
hear
of truth
properly,
as
I
supreme.
just feel kind of sorry for them.
Three witnesses to history. Oh my god, I'm trying to read in this dialogue in the background. Three witnesses to history within the future of Father Marquis' abode to be quietly await the Marquis Carabas, who is foretold will pluck up the great clockwork key. Let this esteemed one guide us, revealing one truth and two fictions. Of course, if the highest house has not been selected, then we may yet contend in private with permissible limits, but no more glue. It does far too much harm. It is utterly humane. Utterly inhumane. Sorry.
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling, the Outlanders knew what their next objective was.
We did.
To remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Okay.
Cafe, I just realized. You said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhymes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cafe.
Strong as stone, firm as steel, the Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander's mind. Attack! Attack! First weaken the structure, then seize the treasure.
Not
The
enough?
Outlander's comrades urge her on. Keep up.
The attack now over. Only one final step remains.
Now it is the time to seize the key.
Yes! Finally! Come on, move your butts and your legs, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go!
Okay. Bobarono.
Welcome, esteemed
Capit-
and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the three great clans of this realm, having been selected as its authorized historical supervisors.
Our purpose being to await the arrival of one such as yourselves who shall remove the clockwork key.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and that's Bobarano, right? You've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing someone, though? The guy who led us here to begin with?
Who?
And thus was born the long-awaited fellowship, destined to uncover the truth of the past. Allow me to quote, if I may, in the history of Constellation Metropole, a new page has begun.
Him.
Well, there's no fourth person, so which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on. Like, where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our three clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the dragon of old. And unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say dragon of old,
He means a dragon that would be really, really old, if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Anyway, so you've been waiting for someone to remove the key so you can finally explore the truth of the past?
Not just explore it, but argue incessantly about it. Honestly, I don't care that much. Cape's the one who's always bothering us about it.
What we need to figure out is who resolved the dragon crisis. We have to know that before we can decide which is the supreme clan.
The moment you removed the key from where it was lodged, you became the honorary Marquis. We humbly beseech you, noble Outlander.
Call me Phoenix.
Noble traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in Boots and the pale...
Puss in Boots? Are you serious? It's better than demon feline, but still.
They said it! Remember earlier? I said Puss in Boots, and I was literally thinking I so want to call Kirara Puss in Boots now. And then... and then he just says it. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh. You and your Puss in Boots, and she's all offended. You know, I think this morning when I woke up and decided to try to get as much of the event footage as I could today and get very stoned while I'm at it, I think it was a very good idea. And look at the look on her face. She is like, no talk me, I angry. Pissed. Teddy mad. Oh my god, I have got to show this to Kevin when he gets home. I cannot. Okay, I'll shut up now. Oh, moving on.
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it. Most cats don't wear boots or speak, do they?
I'm not even a cat. I'm a nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
I am not a cat. I am a nekomata. I am not a cat. I am a Makoti. I am not a child. I am a Lalafell.
Please allow me to lead you all to a sacred memorial site. It will be much easier to explain what needs to be done once we are there. This place is sacred to my clan. It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the dragon of old. After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift.
Also, I would like to point out, while Genshin has done very well in its writing and usually pretty well in its dialogue options to maintain a sense of back thenism, like in, you know, older times before they had the technology that we have and stuff like that, they've done very well in like making it to where the people actually sound like they're not modern day people until until now. Because now they're just like, so the dragon came and they fought for many, many days and many, many nights, and finally they beat his ass and he fled, and then we took turns during it. And sometimes we had to work the day shift and sometimes we had to work the night shift. But we was watching the crack in the ground where the dragon fight happened. Oh, so they worked shifts while the poor dragon had to work around the clock. And then Lumina's siding with the dragon. So far, up until this point, every first dialogue option in response to the plight of these paper mache people and the Legos has been very sympathetic. But now we get to this one, and Lumina's setting with the dragon. She's like, wait a minute, so you guys got to work shifts while the poor dragon had to work around the clock? Oh.
So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second. Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
History, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. That's the truth. And isn't the truth what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
Capet's words gave the traveler food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world?
Whoa. Bruh. They just went from like, you know, what have they been smoking has been my primary thought throughout this whole thing. And then the Lego people just said some deep shit. Whoa, guys. Is that train starting to kick in?
But that would have to wait. Apparently, Capet was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveler and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach them some manners.
True display of heroism and valor. It was as if the spirits of my ancestors were fighting through you.
God, could be wrong, but maybe the Traveler Marquis is a lot more powerful than your ancestors.
Well, technically, by saying that, aren't you in... Your martial prowess and show of courage are a more vivid reenactment of my ancestors' feats that suit the modern aesthetic. Now, let's get down to business. As we all know, time is but an illusion. Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind.
I can't help it. Everybody. I can't help it. The key can turn back time. If I could turn back time. Okay, I'll shut up again.
But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
A teacher once asked Albizzi what his greatest fear was, and he replied, dragons. Boberano was asked the same question. He replied, time, and repeated the argument we just heard. The teacher then turned to Capet and posed the same question. He replied, Boberano.
The manuscript that tells the truth of the historical record, the blueprint to all of creation. the work of the great mage themselves. It can be found at the beginning of the Gyarak, and on the very first page of the book.
Paimon didn't follow all that, but basically, you're just saying that we need to put the key in and turn it all the way back?
Ahem. Paimon. Today, and Paimon puts together 2 plus 2 to make 4.
Exactly. It is said that in the beginning, the goddess of creation took the goddess of fate's manuscript as a blueprint, placed it under the goddess of prophecy's starry realm, and generated the world from a few magic arrays. So in a few moments, when the great clockwork key turns the local time here back to the very beginning, we will restore the magic arrays back to their original configurations.
Hold on, isn't stealing part of the blueprint of creation a little dangerous? Also, how are we supposed to know the original configurations of the magic arrays?
Well, the general shapes of the configurations have been passed down over the ages. They now form the family crests of each of our clans. So you'll just need to reference my family crest and join the dots accordingly.
Oh no. The time has come. You have asked a dipshit to solve a puzzle.
Sacred writings that record the truth of... No, wait. That have shaped the truth of history. Gather round and let us bear witness. Feast your eyes, rejoice, and cheer. For this is the unquestionable truth. Look at the signature. Nobody is capable of forging that.
I don't believe it. So, all along, our histories have been false?
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow from his is true that ours are false.
That might be the most bogus logic I've ever heard. But keep up the mental gymnastics, Boberano. I've been waiting for that look of jealousy on your face my whole life, and I'm gonna savor it.
And yet, it seemed that this conundrum could indeed have more than one solution. Everyone agreed that there may be more than one truth. The party decided to visit the sacred sites of the other clans and see what their documents had to say.
Isn't a narrator supposed to remain detached and objective? It feels like you're forcing a narrative agenda on us here. Well, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it. The instructions say to repeat the process 3 times, and besides, I'm looking forward to watching you both be sorely disappointed.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
We'll need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
Goddess of prophecy above, would you kind souls please help us?
What happened here? Why are you all suspended in midair?
I mean,
They're
being
stuck.
stuck in midair still beats falling to the ground and being smashed into a pile of blocks, but... I told him to be careful, but... No, never mind. Now's not the time for that. My good friends, could I trouble you to turn the clockwork key over there? I'll explain everything in a bit.